I'm testing out this live feature on YouTube. I've never used it before, so I figured might as well use it tonight, Sunday night, planting corn. I've got a mount for my phone, and it's mounting to something on the tractor. It's not the best. It's wiggling a little bit, so I'll keep it steady as possible, or I'll try to. A video I'm editing, or in the process of editing. This field here that I'm planting, I disked the other night, and I recorded that. I'm getting that ready now. So that'll probably be a few more days before I get that out. And then I recorded another video over the last, 2 days ago, and yesterday I recorded a video. And today too I recorded. We had a lot going on today. I'll hop out in a little bit and show you guys what's going on. So, like I said, this field we disked the other day, it's a little lumpy still. We didn't roll it or anything after. So, the other night, way over there, I was planting a field it was really gravelly, and you'll see in a few videos later that we had some things loosen up on the planter. They weren't working right, or they were working right, they just loosened up. We think it was mostly that because of that gravel field. So I'll dig for some seeds here, make sure they're at the right depth. Of course, you can't ever find any when you're digging for them. Yep, there's one right there. About at the right depth. We just got over here a little while ago with the auger wagon. Filled those boxes there all with fertilizer, and we got these boxes in the back filled up with seed. We're really liking these closing wheels, these spiked ones we put on. We're thinking next year we're probably going to put a spike on the other side too, on those wheels. And road cleaners are working good too. We've had these Yetter road cleaners for, let's see, this is, I believe this is the 3rd year with them. And they've been working really great. Marker's working pretty good, the marker blade. I'm thinking that We might turn it a little bit soon, so it'll be more like this, and that'll hopefully help marking a little bit. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. I'll try and answer as many as I can. But it's a pretty nice day out. It was about 85 degrees most of the day. And we were supposed to get rain today. We didn't. We got like 3 drops and that was about it. And it really cooled off too, which is nice. But I'm in the sweatshirt now. What hybrid are we putting in? We're planting a decob variety right now. It's an 89 day. It's a double stack. We had 3 varieties of Envision corn and 1 decob variety, and all Envision high soybeans too. Could we use an 8-row planter? I don't know. Some fields it's 6-row works good for, and an 8-row. At that point you'd have to fold it, so that's a disadvantage of that. But it would be nicer bringing down the road. These 6-rows get fairly tight bringing down the road. Mine all-wheel drive. I think so. We haven't really needed it this year, but I'm pretty sure I am. Yeah, I am. I am 13 years old. We have about 30 acres left to do. This field here is about 11 or 12. And then we got some fields over there. We got to do some tile over there first. But we've been fairly busy. We haven't been able to get that done. And then a field up to our heifer barn, or some strips there where we had the wheat. We need to do that. And we got another farmer that lives that way. We got probably 50 to 70 acres that we're planting for him. So that's what we got left. This tractor's about 100 horsepower, right around there. Works pretty good. We've had it for this is the 4th year running it, I believe. We'll see how that works. Oh, sorry guys. Have we considered having auto steer? Not at all, not really. I mean, the only thing that we'd pretty much benefit is some straighter rows. It's not, we're fine doing it how we are with a marker, and it works fine with that. I'll show you guys what I'm doing here when I get back in the tractor. We got the modder here. We can use this for an 8-row planter even, but only 6 rows will show up. So I gotta hit this PTO button in. That'll turn the PTO on. Then I gotta hit this button, and that'll put me up to 1500 RPM and at about 430 PTO RPM. What are the hours on this tractor? 765.8 hours. That's pretty good for, well, that's quite a bit for having this tractor for only 4 years. I got you guys in like the visor thing, kinda in a hole and something, so it doesn't wiggle as much. But I'm ready to go now. Planter's still down. Monitor's working. All the seeds are coming out. We were planting last year and the years before, we were planting at about 3.7 the whole time. Then this year we planted right around 3.9. Now I'm at 3.4. This field's a little rougher since I disked it, so that's why I'm going a little bit slower. Getting a little hot in here with this sweatshirt on. Better turn the air on. Keep all my cords in line, not getting them all tangled up. Is it summer break for my school yet? No, not yet. June 11th is my last day. That day I actually won't, well, I'll go to school, and then that day there's FFA state convention, so I'll go to school, then get on a van, then we're going to that. A few of us FFA members in our school. I'm getting to the end here. I'm gonna have to turn around. I just stopped to put the planter down. It's kind of hard to do this with one hand. It's my phone's staying a little steadier when I hold it than that thing right there. It didn't work the best. It didn't work as I was planning on. Do we spray Roundup? We'll spray Roundup on the corn. That'll be about, probably in a week, we'll spray these fields. And the soybeans, normally we do a spray in about middle of June, spray them, do one spray. But this year we did pre-emerge, and then probably in about, I don't know when, we'll spray post-emerge in You can really tell the wheat really died off in the field, in the bean fields that I planted in the last few days. But those, normally we could just spray Roundup on them and that was it. They're Roundup ready. This year we got Enlist beans, so we can spray Roundup and 2,4-D on them. The reason we went with them is because we deal with something called mare's tail around here. It's a pretty bad weed that's starting to come around in here pretty bad. It's hard to kill, and it really takes things out. We had a field about 30 feet that way, actually, about a 6-acre field of beans. Beans didn't come very good, and the deer ate them pretty good that did come, and then the mare's tail took over. So that was unfortunate. We just mowed them, and there was a little bit of like grass that came in, so we just mowed them and wrapped it. Did I get my chickens? No, I didn't yet. Our neighbors were gonna get some more egg layers. They had some already, but so we just ordered ours with theirs, and the place that we're getting them from, they were saying about middle of July. Now they're saying about September, so be about then, hopefully, when I get them. Today we well, you'll see in a future video that we mowed some hay, and today I actually raked hay in the morning, baled in the afternoon, along with wrapped. We've been busy with that. We wrapped about 30 bales. So we've been busy with that today. Then we're chopping tomorrow, chopping haylage. We got a text this morning from the guy that said we'll be fine to chop tomorrow morning. So we're gonna do that. We normally have a guy that comes and puts the unloader up in the silo instead of us doing it. He's got a big drill that goes on the cables to pull the unloader up in the silo. But he couldn't come tomorrow morning or today, so we just did it right before we came here. We didn't actually plan on planting today because we had a lot to get done. I see there's a comment about the railroads. It actually ran right along there, right along the edge of that field over there. So I'm planting right around here. We call these fields either the Red Barn fields, because that red barn I keep talking about is way out there. I'll show that in a little bit. And or we call these like right by the train tracks, which there's no train tracks there now, but it's where they were. If you remember back a while ago, I noticed in one of the fields what we thought was a train track. It actually was. We talked to somebody that knew something about it, and he said the guy that owned this farm before us, he put it there. I'm not sure why he put it there, but he put it there. Gotta stay out of the weeds. Have we seen many deer? Not a lot. I mean, we see a couple here and there. But with the snow this year, this winter, that 3 feet of snow, they all ran to where they could get food and stayed there. We had a few die out. They were not looking good. This spring they were pretty thin. Like normally they're big fat things running across the field. They look like Jersey cows, but they're starting to look like they normally do again. They're gonna start having fawns. A few have had fawns already. We've seen a couple of them. That's about it. We've seen a few turkeys. There's been a lot down through here. I haven't been out turkey hunting yet this year, but I think my dad and sister went out a few times, but I didn't. Thank you guys for all the donations. Are all the rows dropping seeds? Yep, they all are. How long have we owned the farm and lived here? So we moved here, and I believe it was October of 2000. October 2000. And then we, let's see, trying to think. Yeah. My dad had heifers in this red barn here for a few years. Right there. Then he pastured all this up in there too. But when I get back to there, I'll get out and show you that red barn. I'm not going in it because I'm not going in it. I'll show you why once I get back to there. We're in PA, are we? We're in the Northeast. We're in Bradford County. At one point, we had on the screen, there's a way, or when you have the PTO running, it can count how many acres you're doing. But I couldn't ever get that set how it should be. And I guess it's not running this year. So, I don't know. You had to get it set so like a certain, or like the PTO runs and you have a certain length implement. Normally I'd mess with that, but I didn't this year. Planting snuck up on us right away this year. It was cold. And then it was super dry. And then we planted a little bit. Then it rained and got cold again. And then now we started again a few weeks after we planted that corn in April. There's a little bit that we may have to replant. We're not exactly sure if we will or not. But we still got a few fields up there left to do at the heifer barn where we planted that April corn. So when we go up there we may have to replant a little bit. Right there's my mark, and then right there are the rows I've planted already. I'm keeping, when I'm on, or when I'm marking, and the field, or the rows I plant already are on that side, I follow that red hook on the loader. Then when the rows are on the other side, like when I turn back around, I'll follow the mark on that yellow handle. How many acres do we have to plant? We have about 30 left. It's kind of split up what's left. Okay, I'm here now. So, there's part of the reason why I'm not going in the barn. We haven't gone in that barn in probably, I don't know, 5 to 10 years at least. So like I said, my dad had heifers in this barn for a few years. Last spring we noticed that hole in the roof right there. It started to fall in a little bit. And I've noticed just since yesterday the hole's gotten even bigger in the roof. And if I keep walking over here, it's pulling the side in a little bit. There's this back part, there's a steel roof. We're thinking that part of the barn will stay up when the rest of the barn comes down. But the snow that we got, the 3 feet of snow, didn't help that either. That silo there too, we filled that a few times, but there's no unloader in there, so you'd have to climb up there every day and fork the feed out. Pretty nice out here tonight. When will I have logo merchandise? Was thinking about doing that a few months ago. Now I haven't had much time to get that ready. I've worked on it a little bit, but hopefully by, I don't know, summer to fall I can do that. Am I showing this year? I'm showing a few animals through 4-H. I think I'm gonna do 3 cows and a calf. Let's make sure everything's working good still. All the chains are still on. I believe we're planting about 33,000 seeds per acre. When we're planting soybeans, we plant about, I think we plant about 140, 150,000 seeds per acre. That field right there, that hay field, we're probably gonna mow that by the end of the week and make baleage out of that too. We'll see if we do that. Got some garbage here. Piece of PVC pipe. I remember earlier I said I'd talk about the fan and the planter. This is a PTO pump. The PTO is hooked to it, and then there's hydraulic hoses that run back to the back of the planter here to this. There's a fan inside, and then it puts vacuum on in this pipe, and then it runs up to the seed boxes, so then the seed can get down to the seed tubes and go in the seed trench. We had issues with that. I think 2 years ago, we got it running too fast and it blew a big hole in the side of that. Would you consider having chickens that lay different color eggs? I think I'm just gonna get some brown egg layers, and that's it. That's what we've had before. We've had good luck with them. Gonna need lights on soon. What breeds am I showing? I'm gonna have one Jersey, I believe. She's gonna be getting fairly close to dry off during the show, but she looks pretty nice. So I think I'm still going to show her. And I have, the rest of them are going to be Holsteins. Well, there's going to be one red and white too. When I was disking the other day, there was a bunch of water laying right in there. And last night I planted right through there. Last night I planted over there, finished up, and then I went around this field 3 times. Then I ran out of fertilizer. This monitor keeps moving. I need to tighten this bolt up. Because sometimes I push the hydraulic lever down and then it shuts it off. When I'm not farming, what do I do for fun? I guess school. That's not the funnest, but I go to school. We've been doing a few things going on for FFA. We've had a few contests. We had a banquet yesterday. And that's basically all I'm doing right now. I played indoor soccer a few nights this winter. That was it. And in the fall I'll be playing soccer for high school or junior high again this year. This field must have pretty good drainage. Well, this field sits about level, and the low spots are right level with how high the creek is. There's a creek right there. And this field can get pretty wet. Then it dries out fairly quick. But with the water sitting there for how long when we get heavy rains, we like to disc it. That helps make it better. Our fertilizer, we get it, the feed mill place that we get our feed from, they also handle like fertilizer, things like that. So we get it from them. They're right down the road, like a mile or 2. So they handle that, so they just put it on their fertilizer wagon, then bring it down to our auger wagon. I'll try and show that in the next video, or one of the next few videos. That auger wagon. So that's what they do, is just bring it down. It's pretty nice. And they have fertilizer spreaders too. That's what we do. In about the middle of June, we'll have to come back on all the cornfields and do what we call top dressing. We'll spread urea on all the cornfields. That's it's urea, and it's the same, it's nitrogen. Just help the corn grow. Uh-oh. That's not good. I see a bunch of non-planted spots there. So I literally just went way around a big spot. I missed a big spot. It's getting hard to see my mark. I'm gonna go back and plant this spot I missed. It's a good thing I'm not planting right by the road, or else everybody'd be like, what the heck happened there? And the person that combines this or chops it or whatever we're gonna do is gonna be like, what the heck happened there too? I guess this is why you shouldn't YouTube and farm at the same time. I think I've had a few people asking, but when we lift the planter up, we just pull this back and it lifts it up, and it lifts the marker up as well, and the markers go down at the same time too. Do I want to take over the farm when my dad retires? We've been running some ideas amongst ourselves with, like, me and my sister, and we've had some ideas, so possibly we'll see. I still got a few more years to decide that, but has my YouTube generated any revenue yet? Yes, it has. I hit 1,000 subscribers right in January, and that's when one of the marks you need to hit to be monetized. So about middle of January, I started to be monetized. Ads started to show up on my videos. So yes, I have gotten a little bit of revenue from this channel. Yep, blame it on the Massey. It's always the Massey's fault. Next time I do a live, I hope to bring my GoPro with me, because then I can stream through there, or I guess have that be the camera. Then I can have my magnet and hook it to one of the corner posts or something. Then I don't have to hold my phone the whole time, and then I can plant straighter rows. Am I in Boy Scouts? No, I'm not in Boy Scouts. Getting a little more warm in here. So we can go back to talking about this tractor and where this tractor came from. So 2018, the first day of corn planting, we actually bought this corn planter this year, or not this year, we bought it in 2018. And the first day we planted, we had a Massey Ferguson 5455 on the corn planter. That was our main planter tractor. We started at the heifer barn like we always do, at the heifer farm, planting there. And my dad noticed the fertilizer wasn't coming out of the boxes. I guess the augers that pull it out of the boxes weren't working right. So he brought the planter home, went over to the equipment place to talk to a mechanic about that before they closed for the night. And me and my sister were in the house at home, and my dad was still over at the equipment place. And then we look out the window, and there is the tractor in flames. So yeah, one of our tractors did catch fire the first day of corn planting in 2018. It was a total loss. The corn planter was still fine. The boxes, fertilizer boxes, melted, so we had to put new of them on. Had to get a new monitor. That's where this tractor came from. It was the replacement for that. So, well, right after that, our 5460, our other loader tractor, that had a fuel pump go out of it. So we didn't have a loader tractor for a few days, so we were very stuck. We can't go without a loader tractor. And they had this tractor sitting on the lot, and we needed one. So we just went with it and bought it. It's been a decent tractor. Have a few things good about it, a few bad things about it, but one thing I absolutely hate about this tractor is the transmission. There's a high and low range there, and there's 6 gears here. You basically have to clutch whenever you want to shift gears, which is annoying. Our other tractors have a Dyna 4 transmission. It's power shift. You don't have to clutch in when you shift. I need to get my charger back in my phone. I better stop for a second. Everything's getting tangled up again. So yeah, that tractor that caught fire, it was a 5455. It was about the same horsepower as this tractor, and we had basically the same wheels narrowed up. Had a nice loader on it. It didn't have the Dyna 4 transmission. It had a transmission kind of like this, but better. So I can throw some pictures in one of my next videos about that. That would have been, well, this is the 4th season with this tractor. Something like that. I don't remember. I always have to do the math. But yeah, that's where this came from. What year in school am I? I will graduate in 2026. I'm in 7th grade right now. And I'm hoping to go to college. That's my plan. Possibly for agronomy. I really am interested in that. And I do good at it. We've had, well, this is my first year in FFA, and we had an agronomy contest, and I placed 3rd in that. The other top 2, 1st and 2nd place, were seniors, and I mean, I knew a few things that other people didn't, and which is good. So I will hope to share with my knowledge with some of you guys too about what's going on. I really like how things grow and all science behind that, and the soil. That's something some people aren't really interested in, is the dirt. I'm hoping I can get this field done with how much fertilizer is left in the boxes. Do we ever consider doing vertical tillage? Not really. We're probably 95% no-till. Like this field, this is the only field that we had to disc this year. Well, no, I'll take that back. We disced a field before we seeded it back in April. So a disc works good for what we need to do. It's handy to have around, and it works for, like I said, works for what we need it to do. What is the length of my average day? So I get up about 7 o'clock for school. Go to school, get home about 3:30, and then after that, it all depends on the day. Some days I get done and go to bed about 9:30. Other days it's 10:30. It all depends. Some days I get home and I go plant corn. That's how it's been lately. Other days I stay in the barn and do chores. While I talk about this, what I'm doing, I want to ask you guys, how have you been liking the videos? I know there's been a lot of field work lately, but I kind of have it in my head there's going to be a lot of field work videos in the summer with a few barn videos here and there, and then winter, like last winter was, is going to be all cow videos again. I think that worked pretty good, because in the winter the only field work we do is spread manure. We have to do that every day, so I mean that gets boring. And then plowing snow, I don't think you'd consider that as field work either, but we'll do that and then get about to February and do more syrup videos again. What's the latest we can plant corn? So 2 years ago, 2019, that was a very wet spring. We planted corn, a lot of corn, well, the same number of acres of corn, but we had to do a lot of replants, so we were middle of June still planting corn. That was not the best year. It flooded many times that year too. And then we were planting beans up until about the 4th of July, and they amounted to absolutely nothing. I can't remember. I think we had soybeans in this field once. I could be wrong. I can't remember. I think 2 years ago, that 2019 year, we did put soybeans here. But next year we're planning on putting soybeans in this field and that field over there. There, I just hit my monitor off again. Next year we're planning on adding about 400 more taps. Normally we do about 500 taps on a good year. We'd have about 500 taps. This year we added more. And then we sold a lot more syrup than expected, which is good. For anyone wondering, we still have syrup left. And we're planning on adding about 400 more taps next year. And so we're gonna have a few days where we're gonna be right around 11 to 1200 taps. There's gonna be a few days where we may have to run the evaporator all night long into the next morning. This year we had a few longer nights with some more longer days. So, yeah, we may have to run it longer next year. I'm at the point now, this year I started to load the fire. I wasn't doing that before, but I was doing that this year. The few nights I got it really hot, which is good. Got the evaporator going good. Got through lots of gallons of sap. Now the syrup link, that'll be... I have the syrup link in all my video descriptions in case you want to buy some. The chickens, I'll mention that again. I have not gotten any chickens yet. The place that we're going to get them from is going to be about September before we can get them. About how many trees do we tap each spring? It's kind of hard to know the number of trees. Some trees we have, most trees we have 1 or 2 taps on. Every once in a while we'll put 3 on a super big tree, but like I said, we'll be right around 11 to 1200 taps next year. So that's how syrup people go by. They don't go by trees, they go by taps. How many gallons of syrup did we make this year? We made 125 in total. Towards the end we got low on syrup jugs, so we bulked or put some in bulk containers. I think we put about 7 gallons in that. We're at the point we need more jugs, and the place that we get our jugs from, I think they were out of stock. And after doing the online store this year, that is really going to help us have a feel for what supplies we need for next year, as in jugs and taps and things like that. I'm gonna need the lights on soon. Is the difference between grade A and grade B syrup different because of the boiling, or because of the quality of the sap? So the different grades is the color, and basically we have it as in very dark and dark. Very dark stuff will be a little thicker, and that has a little bit stronger maple taste than like the dark. We can't normally make light, like super light syrup. If we do that, we'll probably make some candy or cream. We probably won't sell any candy or cream online this year. Hopefully by next year we can, but we haven't gotten that completely down how we need it. But yeah, grade A, or the different grades, are basically the color and thickness and taste, all that. How many acres of trees do we have? I'm not exactly sure. I can check on that and let you guys know another time. Maybe time to hop out in a little bit and check how things are doing. Whoops, wrong marker went down. Well, shoot, I'm in a spot where I planted already. That came out of nowhere. I need to be over here. I'm kind of in some point rows now. Do we have to add sugar to the syrup? No, we don't. It's all natural. We don't add any sugar to the syrup. I'm gonna hop out right now. Check how things are doing. So, like I said, I'll do the opposite. Hit that button. Shut the PTO off. Pull my brake on. Better check some seed depths again. It's always good to do that every once in a while. Can't find any. Just like I said earlier in the live, can't ever find seeds when you're digging for them. Right there's one. I bumped that, but yeah, that's pretty good. Another thing I like about these spike closing wheels, they really break up the compaction. These other round wheels, they don't do a heck of a lot, especially in no-till ground, which is not a good example for here, but in no-till ground, I don't like them as much. Like, when I can go like that, where we had the spiked wheel, and then over here it's a little stiffer. It's getting dark enough, I'm gonna need the light soon. Looks lighter on my phone than it actually is. Fertilizer's about right here in the box. You can kind of see that. So, like I said earlier in the live, that field over there we're going to make some baleage out of. Then it cuts off, and then there's some fields here and up over there. Those are what we call the bedding fields. We normally make bedding hay out of them, but since we did corn stalks last fall, we used them all winter, and we didn't use as much bedding, so we're only going to need probably 20 acres of bedding hay. So that we'll probably make into heifer hay. It's sometimes a little weedier, but if we get in there early enough, it should be fine. There we go. Already looks darker just turning the lights on. So that case tractor we're working on, we got the parts that we need for that. We needed a PTO cable that runs back to the PTO to have it on it or shut it on and off. And what else? We serviced it, and we've had issues with it starting. So the battery cable that runs from the battery to the starter, we're getting a new one of them, or we did. So hopefully we shouldn't have as much troubles with that. So we need to put that cable on and the new battery wire. And then we got some LED lights for it we're going to put on it in case we need to spread manure at night. Do we still have maple syrup? Yes, we do. I believe we still have probably 50 gallons left. So I'm thinking I may end this live in a little bit. It won't take me a heck of a lot longer to do this field. I think I can get it done with how much fertilizer's left, but I think I'm going to end this live. Next time, I will probably do a community post on YouTube if I'm going to do a live. I had another question. What about the honey? So, we do have honeybees. My dad has a few. He got 5 hives last year. One, a bear got into. And the other 4, or 3 of the 4 that were left, died out over the winter. And then he has 1 left. He hung up swarm traps. And I guess he had a bear get into one of them, too. So, hopefully he can catch some more bees this year. And then we did get a little bit of honey. Not a lot. We got it from the hives that died out. There's a lot of honey in them, actually. So, we'll probably just eat it up. Oh, get back on my mark. It's hard to put the planter down and steer and do a live YouTube all at the same time. All the Massies have LED lights. No, they don't have LED lights, but they're pretty decent. This tractor, this is one of the things I like about them, is the lights. It has two out, one there and one out there. That really makes it bright. So yeah, just like I said, I think I'm going to end this live, so thank you guys. Thanks for the donations, thanks for the questions. It was cool to test this out, so I'll be sure to be using it more in the future. Probably at some point when I'm mowing hay, I'll do it again. So yeah, I'll finish up this field. Hopefully I can get another video out soon, in the next few days. And yeah, thanks for coming on the live, and we'll see you when you watch the next video. I'm sure I'll get comments there.